Monday Night Ride. Didn't upload last week's, couldn't get that video together, but here's number 2. We have about 10 people in the A group, and yeah, so we're just gonna get it started. Immediately, a attack goes up the road by Benjamin. So he goes, another one goes. I'm like, I hesitate. I'm like, oh, I don't know what to do. I'm like, okay, fine, I'll just go now. So I try, and we'll see how that works. But figured out how to put like my data and stuff into the ride, so hopefully that's a bit more helpful and understanding on like if I'm actually going harder, you know. I think it's off just a little bit. I think it just might be a little ahead, but it's near. But so sorry I haven't been uploading. I think last upload was the Winter Short Track series, so more than a month. I just haven't been able to put a lot of videos together. A lot been going on. But yeah, so here we are today. Monday Night Ride. It's a weekly ride. It's just a group ride. It's the second one of the season. Goes through the entire summer all the way till September, I think. So it's pretty. It's a really good ride. There's like hardly any elevation. There's 2 downhills, 2 uphills, and then you're out in the cotton fields of York, South Carolina. So some say it's a pretty fast ride. Today it was super fast. There's only 10 people in this. So there's about 4 groups normally, A, B, C, D. A's being the fastest, normally considered like the attack group or the race group, considered like a breakaway off the main group, which B group is considered like the peloton. But already I'm having to close gaps. That's one of the annoying parts about this, is everyone's riding for themselves, and so we're getting attacks, and boom, gap opens up. We go around a turn, a gap opens up. Luckily, there's not a lot of like stop sign turns. There's a few, but there's not too many. But I will end up having to close a lot of gaps down in today's ride. I consider it a race. It's a lot of fast dudes. A lot of these guys are masters. I think one of the guys is a national champion. I don't know. I see a USA, like a USA flag jersey. I don't know if that's an actual national champion jersey, but he's pretty quick. He's a motor on the front, but yeah. So that attack earlier, that ended up sticking. So there's about 3 dudes up the road now, and we're chasing. But right up here, stop sign to a left turn, and there's a car coming, and we end up actually catching him right up here. So that sucks for them, but we were reeling them in as the ride was going on. We're, what, 6 miles into the ride, so they held a pretty good amount, but yeah, they didn't last long. But the car stopped for us, and yeah, those are the 3 that were broken off. And here's Mike King telling them to just start pulling again, but gap's open again, but it's not a big deal. Get back on the wheel, and now we just want to sit at 28 because the guys are just flying. And there's like a, I think it's like a south to north or crosswind. So right now, I don't think it's really noticeable. It's more like a kind of like a headwind, so not really that bad. But once we actually get out into the cotton field part of the whole entire course, that kind of sucks. But this road right here, oh my gosh, holy crap! It's so bumpy. There's not a lot of potholes. It's just super consistently bumpy. But here's another gap. Look at that. I have to close it again, and with there being only 10 of us, for whatever reason, there's like 2 or 3 or 4 guys on the back not doing anything. So when we're always trying to rotate, they're just sitting in the back and letting people that are getting off get back into the line to go take a pull again. So they're off the back and they're not doing anything. So I just closed the gap. I'm like, fine, I'll do the work. Ben here just stays motoring away, and right here I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try to get this going. I pull off after a little bit of a pull as well, and actually other people start to pull through too. So I'm like, oh, this is looking promising. So we're just gonna keep rolling, see what happens. Now we're more to like, probably like right around the middle of the course. Right up here, we're gonna be coming out of the woods, out in the cotton fields. And now it's a complete left to right crosswind. And these guys, it's annoying me because I'm like, I can't hold the wheel. I'm suffering with my heart rate. That guy keeps like open little gaps, small gaps, and I have to close them, and then really punching, that always kind of kills me. But right here, I didn't realize that there's another guy, and he's like trying to make me get in front of him, and then a gap opens, and I'm like, oh great, I have to close this gap again. So I close it, but we're going hard. We're going really hard. Voice crack. We're going hard, and 25, it's still a crazy crosswind. It's sucky because you can see the clouds. They're coming up, and I don't know what this guy was planning on doing there, but this is right here. I'm redlining right now. Like, this is hard, and I just cracked. I'm like, I can't. It's really difficult for me to sit trying to close gaps, those little tiny gaps that open and close and open and close and open and close over and over and over. And I'm just telling myself, come on, Nate, get back up there, get back up there. But so I ended up getting dropped, and now I'm just sitting solo. This part really sucks because it's still windy, even though there's trees. I have a headwind now, and it's just really hard. But luckily, up here, I get to turn to Champion Road, which is always super fast, no matter what. It's almost always a tailwind down this road, and it's like a false flat, but downhill. So it looks flat, but I'm going 30 by myself right now, and I'm not pushing super duper hard. Like, I'm just tucked in. I'm on my hoods, so I end up getting caught by another guy who also got dropped, and we're just gonna end up pulling or just switching back and forth, just me and him, for basically the rest of the ride. I think we pick up one more guy later on, but yeah, we keep about 28, 27 average down this entire road. But if we're doing that ourselves, how fast are those other guys going? So, yeah. But I'll probably speed it up here because it's just going to be me and him spinning back and forth over and over again. We'll see how that goes. So yeah, so I'm just going to speed it up here. So it's about here. We actually started picking somebody else up. He gets on with us. Now it's just 3 of us rolling. I think this guy was in the group earlier, but ended up taking a shortcut and get back on after he got dropped. So that's one of the only problems, is like going up this little hill. It's not very steep at all. He's doing 19 miles per hour. And that was kind of annoying. And it's like he wasn't really even trying to help. So that put in a little dig. Try gets up back up to speed, and I'm coming to like the last longer bit. It's kind of like small tiny hills, but like super rolly, and it's kind of annoying to hit these. It's a lot better in a group, but we'll slow it up here because I think there's about a mile left, maybe a little bit less than that, and this is when the sprint normally is, right? I think from here it's probably about a kilometer. So we dropped the one dude. This guy stayed on with me the entire time, and now we'll see what happens. We got dropped. I don't think he's gonna sprint. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm not gonna kick it, but I'm gonna pick it up and just kind of go a little bit harder. Because I mean, I still want to finish. It's fun to sprint for the line. But one of the other things is I don't know where the line actually is. It said like state road signs, a certain mailbox, a line on the road. I don't know. I've been told many different things, but so I just get going a little bit. I just stop at the mailbox. I'm like, oh, that's enough for me. Overall, I think I closed the gap a little bit, but not enough, obviously. Plan to do better next week. Should be doing that. But in about 2 weeks, for my spring break, I should be going to New York, and I'm thinking about doing a week of training, and I'll record it, and I'll probably put that into one video. So I hope you guys enjoyed. This is my little Monday Night Rides. Yeah. See you guys in the next one.